Said, oh no, baby, don't understand. Said, give me that thing, that ting-a-ling, where you can press my button, in my bell ring. Now come on, baby, let's have some fun. Put your hot dog in my bun. Woo. Let's have that thing, yeah, that ting-a-ling, where you can press my button, give my bell ring. Now here I'm standing in rain and snow. Got the right key, baby, wrong keyhole. Where'd you put that thing? That ting-a-ling, where you can press my button, give my bell ring. But it's all wore out. What you do with that thing? That ting-a-ling, where you can press my button, in my bell ring. Now see my baby all covered in sweat. Been working all night, done nothing yet. What's wrong with that thing? That ting-a-ling, where you can press my button, give my bell ring. Now see me, baby, on my bended knee. I want to do you, baby, do what you please. What's wrong with that thing? That ting-a-ling, you can press my button, in my bell ring.
I went to see a lady, I've been there before. Stood with the shoes and the stockings in her hand and her feet's all over the floor. Champagne Charlie is the name, Champagne Charlie is the name, Champagne Charlie is the name, by golly, roguing and stealing is a game. Ba-da-ba-dee-la-da, ba-da-ba-dee-la-da, whoa, reep-a-da-doo-la-doo. I went to see a lady, I've been there before. Fed me out of an old tin trough and I ain't going back no more. Champagne Charlie is my name, Champagne Charlie is my name, Champagne Charlie is my name, by golly, roguing and stealing is a game. Ba-da-ba-dee-la-da, ba-da-ba-dee-la-da, whoa, reep-a-da-doo-la-doo. Well, I went down to Louisville, I've been there before. I got kicked in the neck by an old gray mule and I ain't going back no more. Champagne Charlie is my name, Champagne Charlie is my name, Champagne Charlie is my name, by golly, roguing and stealing is a game. Ba-da-ba-dee-la-da, ba-da-ba-dee-la-da, oh, reep-a-dap-doo-la-doo. Well, I got drunk last night, and the night before. I ain't gonna get drunk no more. I ain't gonna. Champagne Charlie is the name. Champagne Charlie is the name. Champagne Charlie is the name. By golly, roguing and stealing is the game. Ba-da-ba-dee-la-da, ba-da-ba-dee-la-da. Whoa, reep-a-dap-a-doo-la-doo. I went to see a lady, I've been there before. Stood with the shoes and the stockings in her hand, and her feet's all over the floor. Champagne Charlie is my name. Champagne Charlie is my name. Champagne Charlie is my name. By golly, roguing and stealing is a game. Ba-da-ba-dee-la-da, ba-da-ba-dee-la-da. Oh, reep-a-dap-doo-la-doo. Thank you.
Thank you. Polite smattering of applause goes round the room.
See, there's this bloke goes into this old tramp, through Hackney Stamp. Goes into the corner shop and he says...
what?
Through Hackney Stamp. Tramp.
This is biker rhyme and slang, is it?
Yeah, biker. Yeah, yeah, boy. And he says, could I have 6 tins of dog food, please? Bloke says, no, I'm sorry, you can't. He says, 6 tins of dog food, please. He says, I'm sorry, because you'll just go home and make stew out of it. He says, I won't. He says, you will. He says, I won't. It's for me dog. He says, you will. You'll go home and make stew out of it, because you're poor.
He says, I won't.
He says, it's the north-south divide, isn't it? He says, you're poor. You'll make stew out of it. He says, I won't. He says, well, you fetch your dog in this afternoon and I'll give you 6 tins of dog food. So in the afternoon he comes in with his dog. He says, there's me dog. He says, right, you can have the 6 tins of dog food. Thank you very much. So he goes out. Next day he comes in and says, excuse me, could I have 6 tins of cat food, please? He says, no, I'm not selling you cat food. He says, what for? He says, you'll just go home and mix it with tatty and make rissoles with it. He says, I won't.
He says,
you will. He says, I won't. Says you will. Is this in friggin' harmony or what? Says, you will. Says, I won't. He said, well, fetch your cat in this afternoon. I'll give you 6 tins of cat food. He says, righto. So he comes in with his little pussy cat in the afternoon. He says, there, me cat. He says, righto, here's your 6 tins of cat food. So he says, right, thank you very much. So he goes out. Next day he comes in with a big carrier bag. He says, what we got today then? And the bloke behind the counter delves his hand into the carrier bag, and it's full of number 2. Khaki. Ugh. He says, 2 toilet rolls, please. This is a little song.
Where does he get them? This is one of George's most famous songs.
This is a little song called Standard Jesmondine. What a flasher in Jesmondine. Surely is.
Yep, yep.
I was talking like the good bike and Western there, wasn't I?
Yeah, you were. I was in the wrong place.
Yeah, I was in the wrong place.
Talk like a flasher.
Yeah, talk like a flasher of Jesmondine. Willies and things, right? While walking through the Dean one week, why a feeling came on me. I looked around and saw no one, so I weighed against the tree. I thought that I was being watched, but the place was so serene. Then from the bushes did he jump. 'Twas Stan of Jesmondine. He shouted as he louked the boot, why I thought that I should flee, but I couldn't hit that space of time, still weighing on the tree. I thought that I was seeing things no man could glance afar, but read enough all he had on was the spendies and the bra. A flash, a flesh, a spot of bot, and then a sudden rush. He'd vanished right in front of me,
I hiding in the bush. I quickly walked the other way, but now it's more to be seen. I didn't want to see any more of Stan, of Jesmond Dean. So if you want to have a laugh or see a wondrous sight, just take a walk through Jesmond Dean Way, especially at night. And if you've got a Macintosh and something to be seen, try looking in the trees at night like Stan of Jesmond Dean. Dean, Jesmond Dean, when I see you, ooh, in the park when I meet you, ooh, in the dark whenever I get you, all you want to do is scream, Jesmond Dean. I will show you mine, hiding from the vine, anytime, night or day. The only trouble is, gee whiz, they're cutting the privet away. When I see you, ooh, in the park, when I meet you, ooh, in the dark, whenever I get you, all you want to do is scream, Jesmond Dean, Stan of Jesmond Dean. Thank you. Must
Thank
tell
you
you
very
about a harrowing experience I had.
What was that?
I've just arrived here tonight from Topshop, where I've been standing in a queue since Boxing Day, trying to take a shirt back.
That was from Marks and Spencer's.
That was too small, and we all had a wonderful time. We were standing in a queue from W.H. Smith's, went into Virgin Records with our shirts and underpants that were too small and underpants that were too big, and all sorts. And people kept fetching with Red Cross parcels, and you know, we had a wonderful time. Flasks of soup was coming. They sent me wages from work, and you know, so I could spend something. And actually took the shirt back, and that was it.
Have you got it on tonight?
No, I got my money back, and I went to C&A's. I went to Fat Boy at C&A's. Got this section in C&A's. It's for what would you call it? What do you call
XXXLs.
XXXLs. You know, sort of ladies that's imminent of having a baby. You know, it's coming on, and you can get some wonderful shirts in that department, you know, for Fat Boy at C&A.